Good morning. Today is Saturday, May the 27th, 2017. It's 6:20. I don't know the temperature, but there's swans again this morning. I guess there must be a lot of swans on this river. And there's campers over there.
I'm going to get some coffee.
Larry's going to get coffee. There's a bunch of campers.
Up on deck.
Larry's going up on deck to get coffee. Oh, are you going to get it and take it up onto sun deck?
Yeah.
Or you come back?
No, on Sunday.
Oh, wait a minute, I'll go with you. Beautiful up here on the sun deck this morning. Here comes another boat by. Viking Carol, it's another Viking. Well, that's what the French balconies look like from the outside. It's that sliding door. Oh, they got a herb garden on top too. Must be just like this one. That must be Breisach up there on the hill. This is where you get the cookies in the coffee station.
Good luck, right?
It's the most beautiful breakfast.
Right, Johnny, you want
Kiwi, potatoes, eggs, bacon, fruit, pastry.
I looked at your menu.
Good morning, how y'all doing?
Larry's not as hungry as I am. He's got a omelet. Swans have come right up to the boat. That's Larry making duck sounds behind me.
Maybe want a piece of bread between them. Well, there's somebody in front of them. See where they eat. But they ain't eating it.
There's a lock way down there. And there's another Viking ship parked right beside of us.
Back on the bus and head back to the ship for more food. Please don't forget to fasten your seat belts. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. And there is a toilet on board. It is halfway overhead.
In fact, they have French flags.
So they rent these small plots from the local farmers who own land on the outskirts, where they then get an opportunity to dirty their green fingers on the weekends. If you look to the far left-hand side above the horizon, through the gaps between these trees, you will see an isolated mountain range. It is called the Kaiserstuhl, or Emperor's Chair. Now this mountain range is in no way connected to the Black Forest. It sticks up like a pimple above the flat Upper Rhine plain. It has been labelled as one of Germany's most important national geotypes. That mountain to the left is an extinct volcano that last erupted 16 to 19 million years ago. So we are safe skirting around the foothills this morning. Others would include Riesling,
Wheat and corn.
We are approaching the Kaiserstuhl now, and you can start to see clearly its slopes terraced for viticulture. On the right hand side is an avenue of sycamore or plains trees with a peculiar knobby-like growth form created by successive years of pruning and pollarding. It is a Saturday morning, so people are lying in. The only shops open are bakeries and small little cafes. Now the layers are good agricultural soils because they have good mechanical qualities, good aeration, which is critical for strong vine root development, as well as the overall microbial health of that soil system, and they have a high water storage capacity. In fact, they behave like a sponge. They absorb rainfall, preventing flooding, and then release it gently again. Now, unfortunately, when these slopes on the left-hand side were terraced using heavy machinery like bulldozers during the 1950s and 70s, they ended up compacting the layers, which lost a lot of their beneficial characteristics. So that is the white or European stork. The majority of those birds are not year-round residents. They are long-distance migrants. They start trickling into the country in February. They pretty much arrived by the end of March and will spend the warm summer months here in Europe to breed before flying back to sub-Saharan Africa and as far south as South Africa in September each year. We're about to live life in the fast lane for a short while.
There's the Audubon. And we're going on to it.
Unfortunately, it won't be that exciting. Biro isn't allowed to drive faster than 100 kilometers or 62 miles an hour. But we can watch the other vehicles screaming past us on the far left hand. The cherries that decorate the top of it, but rather the cherry schnapps that is applied liberally to flavour it. And you'll have an opportunity to participate in a Black Forest cake presentation this morning. It will take place at 10 to 11 in the restaurant. If you do want to sample some of the cake. On the right hand side is forested, whereas the one on the left has been planted to vineyards. That is because the south facing slopes here in the northern hemisphere receive the highest incidence of radiation, and grapes need sunshine to ripen. They are relatively steep slopes harvested by hand using mostly seasonal foreign workers from the poorer Eastern European countries like Poland and Czechoslovakia. The minimum wage in Germany is €8.50 per hour.
Not bad.
Constructed almost entirely of wood, and the wood they used would have
Built in the
come from
1600s.
the forest immediately around them. Very large houses,
Well, that one, yes.
because everything is contained under one roof, including the stables, the family's living quarters, and the garage for storing the implements, which can be found in the roof. The roof was constructed of thatch.
Yes.
Thatch was cultivated by the farmer. It was rye. Today, however, the roofs are repaired every 15 to 20 years using a local reed because the modern rye cultivars are too short. Okay, we have had some fantastically warm weather recently, so the farmers have obviously taken advantage of that and started to make hay while the sun shines.
Yes.
This is a beautiful little farming community or village here within the valley. It gets its name from the valley. It is also called Glottertal. Coming up within the city centre is another field of self-service flowers to the front left-hand side. You can tell these fields from far by the bright yellow signs, including the red letters Blumen. Now, the local geology includes a sandstone capping overlaying an ancient core of gneiss intersected with granitic intrusions. Both those rocks have been used quite extensively within the construction of these old Black Forest villages. If you look on either side of the main road or feel the rumble of the tyres, you can notice the granite cobblestones that are lining the stormwater drains. Even the curbing is made from granite blocks as opposed to cast concrete. Then just ahead, the local church has been constructed using the bunt Sandstein, or red-coloured sandstone, mined from the local mountain. The sandstone is soft enough to be carved by stone masons into blocks, but hard enough to build with. You can see that on the left-hand side.